Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Xinhua Live. This is Mike, and right now, Xinhua Live is bringing you the latest updates on the heavy fog that is holding up holiday travelers returning to work after the Chinese New Year break from the tropical vacation paradise of Hainan Island in southern China. Earlier this evening, local authorities reported that more than 11,000 vehicles are still caught in the traffic jam at Haikou three main ports as the weather conditions stalled ferry services. Now we have received word that ferry services are resuming, but for many travelers, it is taking up to 14 hours to travel from the island of Hainan back to the mainland, as there is a heavy backlog of stranded vehicles. Temperatures are dropping very quickly, and many of the travelers that Xinhua has interviewed expressed worry that they might get sick from the sudden climate change, especially the elderly, the sick, and young children. Haikou City authorities have added 4 new rescue operation sites, as well as adding 10 temporary rain tents, hundreds of raincoats, and over 1,000 blankets. Volunteers all over the island are also participating in the relief efforts, according to Haikou government officials. Currently, Hainan Province and Guangdong Province are cooperating to ensure the speedy return of travelers back to their homes. Hainan is a popular tourist destination known for its clean air, sunny beaches, and tropical climate. The Chinese New Year holiday season always sees a spike in visitors to the island. According to reports on site, most of the travelers stuck because of the weather have shown the utmost courtesy, patience, and civility, remaining calm and cooperative with local authorities. The fog started on the 7th day of the Chinese Lunar New Year. Meteorological services have issued warnings that cold currents traveling across the Qiongzhou Strait will cause inconveniences to travelers from the island of Hainan to the Chinese mainland and vice versa. Qiongzhou Strait is the major gateway to China's southern island province of Hainan. Around 6,000 rescue personnel from the area's police departments, traffic control departments, fire departments, and city management departments are currently at the scene, engaged in alleviating the traffic difficulties. This number does not include the masses of local volunteers who have taken their own initiative to help the stranded travelers. We are hearing reports that local restaurants have also been handing out free meals to stranded passengers. Tourists have repeatedly expressed their gratitude towards the warm help they've received on the island and made it clear that this hospitality will attract them to visit the island again in the future, hopefully under better weather conditions. Now we have received word that earlier Thursday a freighter and a passenger ship collided off the coast of neighboring province Guangdong, and 2 people are missing from the incident. Rescue operations are currently underway for this incident. Now, if any of you viewers are watching our broadcast from the areas affected, be sure to leave a comment so we know that you're okay. Or if you want to communicate with us what's happening on the ground, again, please add a comment on this live broadcast on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter, and we will let the world know your story. For all the Chinese employers watching out there, if your employees return to work a little bit later this holiday season, maybe show some leniency as they might just be caught up in this rare fog. And anyone late to work because of this weather, well, maybe you can show your boss this video as proof that Mother Nature wanted you to have some more time off. We have heard that the Haikou city government has asked the city's civil servants to join volunteers to provide essential services to stranded passengers. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you are joining us just now, we are reporting on the travel delays that have continued in Hainan Island. Ferry services resumed Thursday across the Qiongzhou Strait, which is a major gateway to China's southernmost island province of Hainan, but time will be needed to clear the backlog of stranded vehicles. As of 1 p.m. on Thursday, more than 11,000 vehicles were still waiting in or outside the three main ports of Haikou, the capital city of Hainan, according to local government sources. This number increased from that in the morning as more cars joined the queues to leave Hainan for Guangdong province via the Qiongzhou Strait. Shipping services on the Qiongzhou Strait between Hainan and neighboring Guangdong were suspended Wednesday night due to low visibility caused by heavy fog. Over 100,000 passengers and more than 10,000 cars were stranded. Thankfully, after visibility improved, shipping services resumed Thursday morning. However, there is still a backlog of vehicles waiting in Hainan as ferries are traveling very slowly due to fog and ship collision incidents in Guangdong. This collision incident that we are referring to is when a freighter and a passenger ship collided off the coast of Guangdong at around 12:46 a.m. on Thursday. Unfortunately, the freighter sank and 2 people are still missing. Rescue work is underway. Gu Gang, the executive vice mayor of Haikou, has expressed that his city is working with the city of Zhanjiang in Guangdong province to ensure that shipping routes are operating normally. The island of Hainan, known for its tropical climate and clean air, is a popular destination for Chinese tourists taking winter holidays. And it was no doubt extremely popular this Chinese New Year season. Tourists stranded in the area have repeatedly told Xinhua that volunteers have offered them water and food, and they have expressed their thanks and expressed that it would have been very hard to get through the night without their help. One volunteer that Xinhua interviewed, Miss Ma Suying, said that she can understand the irritable mood of some of the passengers, but she also iterated that most of the stranded passengers were extremely calm and polite, showing the utmost patience, civility, and courtesy. Haikou City has set up 237 volunteer service areas for traveling families between Sunday and Thursday morning. Over 6,500 volunteers have offered their help. The Haikou city government advised vehicles heading to the ports to delay their plans. It also issued a notice Wednesday night asking residents to take Thursday, the first working day after the Spring Festival holiday, off to alleviate traffic jams caused by the waiting vehicles. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're joining us just now, we are reporting on the heavy fog that has disrupted ferry services on the Qiongzhou Strait in southern China, stranding over 100,000 passengers and more than 10,000 cars on Hainan Island. This is according to local authorities on Wednesday, the last day of the Spring Festival or Chinese New Year holiday. According to the local maritime department, the fog lasted for 7 days, with the visibility being less than 200 meters during the worst times, triggering 5 suspension notices. Nearly 10,000 vehicles and about 44,000 passengers have been shipped to Guangdong province across the strait on Wednesday, but more than 11,000 cars are still waiting in or outside the 3 main ports of Haikou City, capital of Hainan province. Traffic police have gone all out to maintain traffic order. Thousands of volunteers were offering help on site. And we have received word that local restaurants were handing out free meals to stranded passengers. Hainan, known for its tropical climate, sunny beaches, and clean air, is a popular destination for tourists from all over the world during the winter holidays. According to the city's traffic authority, 90,000 vehicles and over 400,000 tourists were estimated to leave the island during this year's Spring Festival or Chinese New Year holiday. Hainan and Guangdong have arranged 53 roll-on, roll-off ships with a total of 2,500 parking spots on board and nearly 48,000 passenger seats to cope with the traffic. Ferry services are resuming Thursday across the Qiongzhou Strait, the major gateway to China's southernmost island province of Hainan. However, more than 11,000 cars are still waiting in or outside the 3 ports of Haikou.